in South Carolina do not believe that Bernie Sanders can beat Donald Trump. In fact, they actually plan to vote for him in today's primary because they're so confident he's the worst choice for Democrats. It's an effort being dubbed Operation Chaos.
Even after losing in Iowa and New Hampshire, Joe Biden is still the favorite in South Carolina.
We all know that the DNC and the Democrat establishment do not want the independent senator from Vermont as their nominee.
We're asking South Carolina Republicans to show their support for President Trump by crossing over and voting in the Democratic primary for Senator Bernie Sanders. We feel this may help move the needle in closing our primaries in South Carolina.
So here's the logic. South Carolina voters do not register by party, so they're allowed to vote in either party's contest. These grassroots Republicans are against open primaries, so they want to make a political point by voting for Sanders. Even President Trump brought up the idea last night at his rally in South Carolina.
By the way, are the Republicans allowed to vote anyway, even though? Am I allowed to request? First, we have to figure out who would be the weakest candidate against President Trump. Are we allowed to tell them who we would like them to vote for?
So will the effort backfire? Will it be successful? Joining me now is Presley Stutz. He's the chair of the Greenville Tea Party and one of the organizers behind Operation Chaos. So, Mr. Stutz, you're doing today, or leading this effort to do today, exactly what you think should be banned. Is that fair?
Yes, Michael, we're basically saying to the Democrats who've always crossed over for many years here in South Carolina, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And we're using this as a demonstration to say to our legislators, close our primaries. Primaries are selection processes, and they're not an election. They're private party selection processes, and the Democrats should not be telling the Republicans what to do, nor should the Republicans be telling the Democrats what to do. But because of this double standard that has been applied upon us for so many years, we have launched Operation Chaos 2020.
How big is your effort? Is there any way to know how many Republicans in South Carolina today will vote for Bernie Sanders?
You know, it's hard to tell. We've had thousands and thousands of responses. You know, we think that 10, 20, 30,000 votes can swing, you know, the election by several points. Joe Biden is leading Bernie Sanders right now. Our goal is to get Bernie up there to make him very competitive with Biden on the delegate count.
Maybe it's a case of be careful what you wish for. I was just addressing with my last guest the strength that Senator Sanders has with the youth vote. Maybe you would actually be boosting the strongest opponent for Donald Trump.
Well, we believe that Bernie is actually the worst candidate for the Democrats because it would be a clear contrast between his communist, socialist ideologies and the free enterprise and capitalism and the Republican principles of President Trump. So we don't think the American people, even though some of the younger skulls full of mush may be leaning toward Bernie, as Mark Twain once said, if you're not a liberal by the time you're 20, you don't have a heart, but if you're not a conservative by the time you're 30, you don't have a brain.
The so-called skulls full of mush, according to the national surveys, their candidate would beat President Trump in a general election.
You know what, Michael? All the surveys in 2016 had Hillary Clinton beating President Trump, hands down. It did not happen. I'm just a regular guy. I'm an activist here in Greenville, South Carolina. We talk to people every day, and the polls are never right.
It will be interesting to see the results tonight from the Palmetto State. Mr. Stutz, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Michael. Have a good day. Bye-bye.